Hello, everybody, and welcome to the launch party, the launch stream of Submitted for the Approval of the Midnight Pals. With you today is me, Edgar Allan Poe, and everybody else. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome,
Can they see
everybody.
us?
They can see us. They can see us
They
now.
can see us. Hi.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
That's right.
Okay. Can people chat? Can they put words? I don't know if we can
Yes.
see them.
They can put words. There is a small little thing over here on the top right that says comments. I'm pretty sure you can click on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll be
Oh,
able to.
yes.
Yeah, you'll be able to see everyone's chats as they come.
Oh, look at all these. Look at these people. Hello.
Yeah, we got so many people here. That's super exciting. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Midnight Pals present, submitted for the approval of the Midnight Pals stream, launch stream. This is the world premiere of our very first episode, The Tale of the Frankenstein. And we're very excited to be here with you today. Let's go around and introduce everybody, and just put faces to the voices. So, Corella, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Bitter Corella. I'm the original creator of the Midnight Pals Twitter account, now also available on Blue Sky, Tumblr, Patreon, Substack, and Mastodon. And a writer for the show. I am not in this episode. I do not have a voice, but that's for the best because you're going to hear people who have actual voice acting talent today.
Almost.
Almost, yes.
Oh, don't be
When
so
are
modest.
they getting here? Yeah.
They are?
Yeah. Like,
Next up, we have Robin Johnson.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
can
you.
indeed.
Cool. I am Robin. I'm a producer of the show, and I also play H.P. Lovecraft, for which I apologize in advance. I made a sci-fi audio drama called Untrue Stories, which I'm still making. We did a sort of crossover with the Midnight Pals about a year ago, and then I asked Corella if she would be up for making a whole series of Midnight Pals, and we did that, and it's been great fun. I really hope you like it.
Hell yeah.
Hell of a lot of work from everybody. I'm really pleased with them all.
It's been an amazing process. Every second of it has been enjoyable. Next up, we have Sister Indica.
Hello, I'm Sister Indica, and I play Clive Barker. And when I was talking about people who don't voice act, I was talking about myself. I don't know why I'm here, but y'all chose me for some bizarre reason, so here I am. No scouts, sorry.
Not today. It's
Sister Indica, is that actually true that you don't voice act before this?
No, I only do voice acting in my own show, and that's only because I guess I just didn't think to not write myself in it.
Wow.
Like, I didn't have to be in this. I could have just written it for other people. But
It's impressive. It's impressive that you've never voice acted before, because
No.
Clive Barker, I cannot imagine another voice. It just fits so perfectly.
Thank you. But you guys are like, and that's what I'm really excited for everyone to hear the show, because as I listen to it, like I listen to it as a listener, not necessarily as a cast member, and I'm just blown away by not just by the people who are here today, but by all of the special guests that appear throughout the series. And it's just like, you guys are in for such a treat. Like, it is really
so many good
such a
ones.
good
Oh,
show.
can't wait.
Really incredible.
Also, as a producer, I can recommend having a character played by yourself present in every scene.
Just
No one can stop you.
I do want to say, like, when we were casting the show, we had a lot of like really strong auditions. Like, we had a lot of like great voice actors trying out for this, and I think the thing is, when I was we were really spoiled for choice, but I know when I was going through and listening to it, like every person that we ended up picking, it was literally like a lightning bolt moment where I was like, that's the voice. I just can't imagine anyone else. And it's because I know like we got like a lot of people for Clive Barker who could do like really good Scouse accents, or whatever he sounds like. I don't know what
He doesn't
Clive
have
Barker actually
one.
sounds like in real life. Oh, he doesn't. Well, never
Yeah.
mind then. But like when I heard Sister Nick, I was like, that is the voice that we need for Clive Barker. She gets it. And that's the same thing. Like Ren was just like incredible. Like Dean Koontz. They just absolutely got that like childlike but not quite childish thing I wanted. And we got Rod, who is like the perfect everyman kind of weary, world weary narrator that we what needed for Edgar Allan Poe, because like we got a lot of Bostonians, like native Bostonians who tried out, and it was like, that's good, and Stephen King, I don't know what he sounds like in real life. I don't know if he sounds like Jason at all, to be honest. But Jason
He
had
should.
he should. Well, Jason
Not
has
yet.
the dad voice, just the perfect
Yeah.
dad. It was like that is what Stephen King is. Anyway, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, hey.
But,
Just
like,
That is how
also,
Stephen
I,
King should
just a
sound.
heads up before we continue. Corella, apparently one of our listeners, Insomniac7809, they say, hey, if anyone or Corella sees this, the Midnight Pals Twitter and Blue Sky announcement for the stream has a broken link.
Mm.
And I checked it,
Oh,
and
no.
apparently it added an OP after the link. So right now it's linking to the Commander Rado Dop.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Let me. The fucking A. I gotta get rid of the OP. Let me get rid of that OP.
Yeah, it's 2 OP.
Okay. Oops. Thank you, Insomniac, for
Thank you,
catching
Insomniac.
that.
Much appreciated.
That
kudos.
is-
Yes.
All right.
That's a big whoopsie doodle. Let me
It
let me
happens.
correct that right now.
It happens. It happens. All right. Next up, we have Ren.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, I play Dean Koontz, sorry. Wow. I just had my coffee. Yeah, I play Dean, and this is my first like also voice acting gig. I've done like a little fan dub me and my friends did for a little video game, but this is like the only like the first like big thing I've gotten cast in, so that's really exciting. Happy to
Oh,
be
wow.
here.
It's sick. Your Dean
Oh, my
is
sweet Dean.
your Dean is just the it's the stuff of it's just so perfect. It encapsulates the
So
character in
adorable.
such a fun and perfect way. There's no
Thank you.
two ways
He's-
about it.
He's my like softer Deku impression from My Hero
Oh
Academia.
my
so-
god, yes. I don't know how I never noticed that.
I got it. Yeah.
So
That is perfect.
yeah.
See? And confirmed the link
Oh, my
is
sweet
working.
Dean Areno. Oh boy.
All right, next up we have Jason.
Okay. Woo. Hi. Yeah, I'm also a amateur voice actor. This is my first big gig. I was in a bunch of theater productions, high school and college. I went to TV radio, so I learned how to do TV radio voice, but never got a job doing it. I volunteer DJ for like 7 years on a local community radio station. I've done a couple of podcasts, so I've kind of got the podcast voice. When you're presenting news, Corella knows she was on 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking, which is my show. She also knows I like to show people gross pictures, so don't don't click any links from me. But yeah, so this is the first big thing that I was cast in, and true story. I got this email from Robin Johnson, Jason Robinson, and I thought, okay, they sent it to the wrong guy. He's got it's not. This is a mistake. You know? And so I'm really glad that it wasn't. This has been a lot of fun.
It was. We've just been too embarrassed to tell you since.
Oh
so,
shit! Wow, god damn. Well,
Damn.
I'll see you guys later. I gotta go.
Wow, we got like we discovered all the new talent. So
Yeah.
you're all gonna go on to bigger and better things after this.
After
Hopefully-
this, no, you're stuck with me for life. I don't know. I don't know if
good.
you know.
Oh,
this,
we ain't
but-
leaving. It's
I don't know if you know
it's a
this.
sub-
That
it's a
was blood
subscription.
pact
It's a
that we
subscription
signed, yeah.
package. There's no going back now. We're just like Adobe. The second you
Right.
touch us, you're irradiated for life.
Yeah. Like, can't get rid of me now. Jeez.
Yeah. I suppose I should introduce myself now. Hi,
I
everybody.
don't know.
Maybe
Hi,
no. I
Rob.
mean, we could just go. um, Hi, everybody. I am Rod. Most people on Twitch know me as Commander Rod, but Rod Borges is just as good. I play Edgar Allan Poe, and I also play Dr. Acula later. Ooh, spoilers for a future episode. Ooh, I'm so
He is a
excited.
real pain in the neck. Yeah.
um,
I
I
need the
I
cigar and the Groucho glasses.
I
That's
grew
what I
up
need.
We have various.
I grew up reading Poe a lot, and I told this story before. I think I told it to Corella. Um, a lot of kids that grow up reading Edgar Allan Poe have that pretentious phase where we're using long words like sanguine and that kind of stuff. But especially as an English as a second language person, Poe was a huge inspiration for me to get just better at the English language so that I can understand what the hell he was talking about. Um, so to be able to play
No,
Poe in Midnight Palace.
Talking first language English helps all the time.
Exactly. It's been both an honor and such fun. Um and Corella, Robin, the two of you have been the best both producers and supporters of each one of us voice actors for the show. I think I can speak for
Wow.
everyone.
You'll deserve it.
It's been the level of organization, the level of care and patience and attention that you've given to this project has been fantastic. So it's been an honor every second of it. And now that we've introduced everybody, and unfortunately we don't have Becky with us right here, um, but she does play
Becky.
Mary Shelley,
Becky has a proper job and 3 kids, and
I know.
cannot always
and it happens.
just
But
out on the internet, sadly.
I think like
She's-
she
she's
she
great.
seems to be like the fan favorite. Like Mary, her character in the microfiction is like a fan favorite. Like everyone loves her, and I think everyone is going to fall in love.
oh my
with,
god,
with-
yes.
Oh,
Yes.
The way she
Oh,
plays
every
her is
time.
just
Every time.
masterful. It's just masterful.
she's so good. She's so good.
So in the chat, they've started already 9 seasons in a movie. I can't control that. That's up to you guys. But
Man, well,
There's
well.
no sequel.
I'll do the Edgar Allan Poe mustache for it. I'll shave some of my hair too. I'll do it, man. Don't underestimate it.
fantastic.
All
I
right.
can butcher
So,
up.
before I said a couple
Okay.
words about some of our voice actors here, and I would be remiss though if I didn't also like mention Robin has done so much incredible work on this because when this idea first came up, like other people have come to me and said, "Hey, you should do something with Midnight Pals," and it never really worked out before. But like when Robin came with the idea for a podcast, I was like, well, we know each other a little bit through text games, and I know Robin's done a lot of work in podcasting and in just playwriting in general. Untrue Stories he mentioned earlier, which check out because there is a Midnight Pals crossover episode and other cool stuff. But no, Robin has really like just done amazing work producing, directing, pretty much doing all the work, the actual work, so that I can just be like, hey, everyone, you're all doing really well. Yeah, carry on. Doing the Queen wave from the Pope Mobile wave, but no, it's just it has come together so well, and that is of course due to the hard work of an entire casting crew. But Robin has really like helmed this project in a way that is just tremendous. So, big
Thank
ups, as the kids say.
Thank you for letting me play in your sandpit, Corella. It has been one of the most fun things I've ever done, certainly.
Awesome.
And all the cast, you're all great. There are also some casts that we were only allowed 6 people on the screen, so there are some other various cast
There is
members.
a large, extended cast, and
Yes.
I don't think we have time to mention every single person, but like you will hear their voices, and you will know, that like not never had to settle for second choice in
Yep.
any casting that we've done. pretty good, considering it's like kind of we're just first time trying this stuff out. Anyway, sorry, I had to go on a little
Yeah,
bit
no,
there.
of
Rod.
course. So now that we've introduced everybody, I think it's time for us to do a little listening of our own. So we're going to mute everybody here in StreamYard so that you can all enjoy the episode in all of its glory from beginning to end. I will be watching chat just in case we have any problems with the audio. So please do let me know just in case. But Jason Corella and myself, let us mute ourselves here in StreamYard. Click that mute button. And with you on center stage, submitted for the approval of the Midnight Pals, Episode 1, The Tale of the Frankenstein.
Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Pals, created by Bitter Corella. Hey, Howard. Early again, huh?
No, Edgar. Actually, I was on time. I tried to start the campfire, but,
Ugh, what a mess. Here, let me try.
Hey guys.
Hey, Steve. Clive.
Hey.
Wait, where's Dean? Steve, weren't you bringing him?
Oh dang, where's she got to? Dean! Diener!
Here I am.
Dean, I told you to hold on to my hand. These woods can be dangerous if you get lost.
Who's telling a story tonight? I could do the tale of the Eldritch Abomination.
Or I could do the tale of the horny ghost.
What, again?
No, a different Eldritch
horny
Abomination.
ghost.
I don't like Howard's stories.
What's wrong with my stories, Dean?
The Eldritch Abominations clearly represent the author's prejudices and fear of cultural change in a world that is becoming more egalitarian.
Clive taught him to say that.
I would never.
Did I say it right, Clive?
You know what? I'm gonna tell my story anyway. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. I could call this story.
Stop, fuckers.
I call this story the.
I got a story for you tonight.
Hey, I already started my story.
Actually, Howard, you didn't throw the midnight dust yet, so technically...
I was just about to. Dean distracted me with that whole egalitarian spiel.
Well, we can all listen to Squidward's story if you lot really want to.
Let's hear Mary's story this evening.
Thanks. Right, listen up, fuckers.
hang on, Mary. You know you gotta start with the proper words.
Oh, come on. You know how I roll, Steve. I do what I want.
I like it when we say the words.
Okay, fine. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. I call this story...
Throw the midnight dust!
You know what? I'm gonna let you throw the midnight dust tonight, Dean.
Oh gosh, can I really? Can I, Stephen?
All right, go ahead. Don't eat any.
I wasn't gonna eat any.
I call this story... Go on, Dean.
I like when it sparkles.
The Tale of the Frankenstein.
Don't you mean the tale of Frankenstein?
What?
Howard's right. It's his name, isn't it? I mean, I didn't call my story the Tale of the Carrie.
It's called The Tale of the Frankenstein because it's about a mad scientist who makes a Frankenstein.
You're fucking with us, right?
I like Frankenstein.
Shit, Steve. You made me give the plot away.
She's fucking with us.
Our story begins on an exploration ship in the Arctic Ocean.
Yar! Ahoy! Hard to larboard! Ready about? Aye, sir. Top sail all! Tow the line! Come on! Ahoy! Steady! Brace up and haul aft! sailors on a boat!
Ha! Smell that sea air.
I can't, Captain. My nose is frostbitten. I think it might be about to snap off.
Well, no wonder. You're wearing linens and a pith helmet. Didn't you pack a scarf?
No, sir. You said we were going to the tropics.
Ah, but not just any tropics. The northern tropics. Verdant paradise at the far north of the globe. Toasty warm.
Oh.
This polar ice is just a barrier.
Begging your pardon, sir. That's not the case at all.
Not according to conventional geography.
Oh dear.
Just a little further and we'll go from Arctic ice to paradise. Plant the flag, pick some coconuts, spend a few days sunbathing, and then straight back up via the Cape of South America.
South America?
The very southern tip.
Only that's nearer the South Pole, isn't it, sir? I mean, the clue is in the name.
Yes, but as I'm sure you're aware, the world is round. We go off the north side, we come back on the south.
No, sir. That would only happen if the planet was a torus.
Ha! You think you've got science on your side, now you're citing astrology.
No, sir. A torus is a topological volume described by rotating a circle about the coplanar. It's a donut shape, sir.
You're saying the world is a donut?
No, sir. I'm saying that's what you're saying.
Do you like a good donut?
Is this the right story? I don't remember Frankenstein being on a ship.
We haven't got to Frankenstein yet. This is my framing device.
Ah.
What's a framing device?
It's when one story's nested inside of another story, like a grandpa reading a bedtime book to a kid.
Or a group of friends gathering around a campfire to tell their strange and scary tales.
Or someone giving a statement at a lunatic asylum.
Why would you give a statement at a psychiatric hospital?
So you could tell a story?
Oh, I get it. It's like when Homer Simpson bumps his head and they do a clip show?
Sure, I guess so. Someone will be along in a minute to tell their life story. Then we'll flash back to that, and then at the end of that story, we'll come back to this bit. You know, like a frame.
Shut up. I'm talking now.
So, the Frankenstein's gonna fall down Springfield Gorge?
So, men, I know we were expecting a trip to the tropics, but it turns out Captain Walton is a maniac who believes the world is a donut, and the tropics are at the North Pole. All those in favor of mutiny say,
Aye.
yes, please.
Yeah, let's do that.
You never asked.
Motion carried. If there's no other business, pass me that rope and I'll get it around his neck as soon as he shuts up.
Hola! Get out here, I discovered something.
On my way, Captain.
Ah, excellent, you brought the rope.
Oh, it's for the mizzen. What have you discovered, sir? A sun-kissed island? Maybe you can tell me about it up by the post there.
Nope. A man on a sled. Look.
Hello? I'll say this for you, Captain. Your voyages are different. I've never stopped to pick up a hitchhiker in the middle of the ocean before.
Hello, ship. Any chance of a ride?
Oh, the more the merrier. Olaf, throw him the rope. All aboard. Heave!
Either of you seen a Frankenstein around here?
Afraid not.
Curious. What's a fellow like you doing in a frozen ocean like this?
Tell you what, get me something to drink and I'll tell you my life story.
Victor was a bright kid. A real nerd, though. No friends. Grew up in Geneva. Got good grades, then off to the medical school at Ingolstadt. Top of his class. No time for socialising. Always stayed late at the lab doing, I don't know, nerd shit with Bunsen burners and that.
Good evening, Victor.
Professor Griffin, didn't see you there.
No, that's the invisibility potion I've been working on. Marvelously effective, but I can't seem to find a counteragent. What do you have there?
Oh, it's some nerd shit with Bunsen burners and that. Mary...
Fine.
It's a thermoalchemic pump running phlogiston and caloric fluid through an ambiguous matrix. It bubbles and occasionally gloops. Ah, there it goes.
Well, it's quite a repellent shade of green.
Oh, it changes colour. Look. Purple now.
Impressive. Does it do anything else?
No. It adds atmosphere, you know? You put it on a slab in your laboratory and it looks sciencey.
No practical applications? No benefit to mankind?
None whatsoever.
Victor, your undergraduate studies are coming to an end next semester. What are your plans?
My plans?
Yes. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Well, hopefully still able to see myself.
That's not funny.
Sorry, Professor.
As it happens, I wanted to talk to you about something. Academically, you've been our highest performing student since the day you came here, and yet, how to put this? There are areas in which you seem to have learned nothing at all. What do you know of humanity?
Actually, the human organism has been at the forefront
I'm not talking about human organisms, Victor. I'm talking about people. You've no understanding. Empathy, cooperation, compromise. These words mean nothing to you.
I never really thought that stuff was relevant.
Of course you didn't. Other students give up a part of themselves to become a part of a greater thing, but you, Victor, are still the same arrogant teenager you were when you stepped off the coach.
Professor, if I've done something wrong...
I'd like you to come and meet Professor Voltman.
Victor, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Doctor. Professor.
Apparently, you're a ruthless bully with no time for anyone but yourself. We'd like to offer you a place in our postgraduate program.
Professor Voltman is head of department of unnatural philosophy.
Mad science.
Oh, that's such a loaded term.
Ingolstadt Medical was the biggest centre of mad science in the world. Perfect city for nothing but imposing castles and graveyards. Surrounded by wolf-infested coniferous forests and snow-capped mountains. Thunderstorms all year round. Half the population dying of plagues, the other half digging them up to do weird experiments. Every now and then, when the mad scientists did something particularly mad, the peasant folk from miles around would descend on the place, surround the building, and the mad scientists would bolt the doors and stand upon the roof terrace and watch, in pride and arrogance.
What do we want? Change science! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Change science! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Change
I love mob nights. You see that, everyone? Those terrified faces. Hundreds of them. We did that. They're here for us.
Have you read Machiavelli, young man?
Victor, meet Dr. Kremper. He's our resident mad social scientist.
You scoff, but there's as much chaos to be wielded with politics and economics as there is with monsters and green slime. Machiavelli says, if it ever comes down to a choice between being loved by the people and being feared, choose fear every time. People who love you will eventually betray you, but people who fear you will always obey you, because it's in their best interest. Those people down there, for all their pitchforks and fiery torches...
Some of them have set light to their pitchforks.
Yes, they do get confused. They wouldn't dare actually hurt us, though. We're safe up here. If they thought they could actually get into a room with any of us, they wouldn't try.
What exactly is it that they're angry about?
Well, that's the question.
We really won't know until one of them shouts something intelligible. Tell you something, though. Whoever's work it is, a mob this size will look damn fine on their record. Of course, I'm hoping they'll hear about my lightning gargoyles. But it could be Kremper's work on new ways to drive shoppers insane, or Griffin's invisibility research. Where is Griffin?
Right here.
Ah, sorry, Professor. I'm sure you'll come up with an antidote one of these days. Keep at it and you'll see it through. Till then, we'll keep seeing through you. Eh?
I think she took offense.
All friendly banter between enemies. How's your own work going, Victor?
Well, I've made numerous improvements to the useless color-changing bubbling thing. The latest model has a sulfurous odor generator and a glass sphere that hums. And I'm working on a sort of pair of upright needles with an electric bolt sapping between them.
To be honest, I thought you might be on to greater things by now. You'll never get a mob after you for making desk ornaments.
Just what you been dumping in our water supply? All of my pigs have gone invisible!
Well done, Griffin. Ladies and gentlemen, to Professor Griffin.
Griffin? Good to know you're finally being noticed.
Oh, piss off.
That's when Victor knew that to get anywhere in the world of mad science, he was going to have to do something big. Something no one had done before. So, he decided to make a Frankenstein.
You mean a Frankenstein's monster?
No, she means Frankenstein's monster, not a Frankenstein's monster. There's only one, right?
There weren't any. His was the first Frankenstein, that's the fucking point.
But he's Frankenstein. That's his last name, isn't it?
Oh my god, you fucking nerds.
Steve, she's fucking with us.
What are you eating?
Pringles. Want some?
Don't you mean Mr. Pringle's potato-based snack products?
That's not...
Steve.
Unreasonable.
It was on a dreary night of November. Or as Steve probably calls it, November's month.
Is this seat taken?
Yes, thanks for asking. I've only been sat on by like 2 students and 5 junior professors so far.
Oh, Griffin, good to perceive you. What do you think this seminar's about?
Hopefully, we're about to find out what young Victor's been spending all our money on for the last 2 years. What do you suppose he's got under that sheet there?
Well, you must have heard the rumors.
You don't believe that, do you?
The boy is bright. Never saw such pretension in a student. If anyone could make a
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming. I'm pleased to announce that I'm ready to show what you might call some preliminary results, representing a significant breakthrough in the mad sciences. Behold!
It is a Frankenstein!
That's right. A complete Frankenstein. Something never before achieved in the history of unnatural philosophy. My research notes are being handed out now. I'm sure you'll find them intriguing as they go through several scientific fields that don't yet exist. Any questions? Professor Vautman.
Where did you find all these pieces? Did you steal corpses?
Oh, yes. I dug them up from the graveyards and cut them down from the gallows. This Frankenstein contains parts from over 200 individuals who may not have amounted to anything in life, but they'll never know what a tremendous posthumous contribution they've made to science. You'll find their names in the acknowledgements, at least the ones I could find out. Next question. I see a hovering handkerchief. Yes, Professor Griffin?
Yes. Is it alive?
I'm very glad you asked. If you'd care to volunteer to get up and pull that big red switch on the wall there. What you're hearing is the kite-based anode being released. The current will run down the wire, through the Frankenstein cerebral assembly, and to Earth via this lead drain pipe. Professor Vautman, you're the expert on alternative meteorology. When would you say we're due our next bolt of lightning?
Oh, now?
It's alive! My Frankenstein is alive!
You're gonna get the mother of all mobs when the peasants get wind of this.
I'm one step ahead of you, Professor. Somebody open those window shutters.
1, 2, 3, 9. We don't want the Frankenstein. 1, 2, 3, 9. We don't want the Frankenstein. 1, 2, 3, 9.
There's thousands.
Over 10,000, all beyond enraged. Coaches had to be sent to neighbouring duchies to bust them in. Pitchforks have sold out at all major agricultural suppliers.
Motion to appoint Victor as head of department.
I'm head of department.
Seconded.
This isn't how we...
Carried.
Victor. Victor,
You will address me as Professor.
All right then, Professor. This isn't so much a question, more of an observation.
Go on.
Your Frankenstein's buggered off.
Shit.
The Frankenstein escapes from the college, gets past the mob, and aways into the countryside. Now, he gets hungry and goes into some shepherd's hut. Only this shepherd is just fucking terrified of Frankenstein, so he runs away. Then, the Frankenstein eats all the food in the shepherd's pot and drinks all the water in the barrel, and then finds this satchel, which turns out to have a copy of Paradise Lost and The Sorrows of Werther in it.
Wait, a 19th century Bavarian peasant shepherd was reading Milton and Goethe?
Yeah. Yes, he was. Why? You want to make something of it?
Mary, what did we say about threatening your fellow society members with a switchblade?
As I recall, Edgar, you said I shouldn't do it. And I said, say that again and I'll fucking stick you. Anyone else got a problem?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, the Frankenstein's a goth now. He's wandering the countryside, living off berries and shit. Don't meet many people, but when he does, they always bolt. And he doesn't know why, because he doesn't even know he's a Frankenstein yet. Then one day, he sees his reflection in a puddle. And he's like,
Fuck me, I'm a Frankenstein. No wonder everyone's been legging it when they see me. I'd leg it for me.
Then he sees this peasant man coming up the track, and he's like,
Here we go again. This bastard's going to lose his shit when he sees I'm a Frankenstein.
All these characters kind of talk with the same voice.
shut the fuck up, Howard. So the Frankenstein's like,
Sup, peasant?
but this bloke just nods it.
Ah, bonjour, my friend.
And carries on. You know why?
Oh, is he another Frankenstein?
Frankenstein's monster.
Steve.
No, there are no other Frankensteins yet.
Oh, poor Frankenstein.
Is it because the peasants are, you know?
I don't know.
You know.
Literally nobody knows.
I think you know. A tink-tonk. A crickle-crack.
Is he just making up slurs?
A boof-noggin.
He's just making up slurs.
Oh, am I not allowed to say that? Excuse me for not being politically correct.
Howard, you're not even being semantically correct.
What's a boof noggin?
I have no idea, but you must never, and I mean never, say it again.
Guys, it's because he's blind. That's why the peasant's not afraid of the Frankenstein.
Oh, disability representation. How woke.
Who taught him that word?
I'll fess up, it was me. I thought it would be funny.
Hello?
What happened?
I chopped some firewood for you. Thought you might want a hand.
Well, thank you, but next time ask first. Don't just leave it all over the doorstep.
I wanted it to be a surprise.
Well, it was that. Have we met?
We have now. I'm your new living human next door neighbor.
Next door? I live in the middle of a forest.
Yes, but we built a house next to yours. Me and my living human family who are usually out. You can't see it because you're blind, but it's there. I'm not living alone in your root cellar.
Huh.
Haven't been spying on you, working up the courage to introduce myself, dreaming of becoming your friend and going on boat rides together and being loved and needed. None of that.
Good. Because that would be what we call fetishization, And it would not make us friends.
Anything else I can help you with? While I'm passing by on my way to a town to do normal human stuff like shopping for bread.
Well, if it's no trouble and if you don't mind being a bit less weird, I could do with a hand at gathering some apples.
Gladly. I love gathering.
Ah, merci. My orchard's round the back. It's this way.
Your orchard.
Yes, 2 acres. You must have seen it. And if we pick right now, they'll have exactly the right tang to give my cider. What's there was a tree. Here. And here. And here. Where are my trees?
Well, they might be, on your doorstep and piled very neatly along the front of your cottage.
You cut down my orchard.
Was I not supposed to?
My granddad planted those trees. That was my booze supply for the whole winter.
What's booze? I thoroughly enjoyed this booze.
Good. Because it will take you a while to work back the cost of the orchard. But there's no reason we can't have a drink at the end of the day, huh? Maybe I could do with a friend.
Oh, that would be... Who's that?
Oh, that will be my daughter, Agatha. Checks on me once a week. When she can be bothered.
Your daughter? Can she sing?
Yes.
You can't let her in.
Don't be daft.
Papa, what happened to your shots? Oh my god! A Frankenstein!
Wait, what?
Don't hit me with a broom. No, don't hit me with a broom. I'm a good Frankenstein.
That's it, Papa. You've got to come and move in with me and Safia. It's too dangerous out here. Drinking with Frankensteins, what's next?
Well, he never told me he was a Frankenstein.
That doesn't make sense. How do these people even know what a Frankenstein is?
Well, Steve, if they don't know what a Frankenstein is, they wouldn't know what a Frankenstein's monster is either, would they?
No, they shouldn't know.
Steve, let it go.
What did the Frankenstein do next?
What would you do if your only friend ran away from you like that? That's right, Dean. He burned the fucking house down.
Mary, he looks up to you.
Then he goes on a murderous rampage. Just terrorising the shit out of villages. Till one day, somewhere near Geneva, he sees a little child playing. And he says to himself,
Adults run from me. But maybe an innocent child who doesn't know what a Frankenstein is won't be afraid of me. Maybe this time I really can make a friend.
Did it work?
No, Dean. The child screamed at the sight of him. So the Frankenstein snapped his neck. Like a twig.
It's okay, Dean. It's not real. Tell him it's not real, Mary.
Stop interrupting. So, back at the college, Victor gets a letter. His little brother... Did I mention he had a little brother?
No.
Well, he does, obviously. This letter says his little brother's dead. And the surgeon who examined the body said the only possible explanation for the wounds was...
An attack by a Frankenstein. But then... Have any of the rest of you been making Frankensteins?
No. Mainly been working in mad architecture myself.
Not really my field.
Oh no, that's...
Then it must have been my Frankenstein. Professors, I'm taking a sabbatical, effective immediately. Dr. Kremper's in charge.
Why, Krumpa? I've been here twice as long as him.
Oh, do you feel you're not getting enough recognition?
Up yours.
Victor takes the fastest coach back to Geneva. As soon as he steps off, there's a flash of lightning. And what does he see up on a glacier? It's the Frankenstein. So up he goes to have a climactic face-off. Victor's like,
You killed my brother. You fucking Frankenstein.
Yeah, I thought that might get your attention.
If you think murdering my brother will make me more sympathetic to you...
Of course not. You're incapable of sympathy. I was never anything to you but a paper to show off to your mad science friends. You brought me to life and then abandoned me. Just let me wander off.
I didn't notice. It was chaos. There was a mob. 2 mobs. The peasants and the faculty.
Chaos. What do you think it was like for me? You humans have it easy. You get born. I've never been born, but it doesn't sound complicated. You plop out and make your introductions. I just found myself lying on a slab surrounded by weird equipment and a bunch of mad scientists arguing with each other. An innocent soul turned out into a hostile world.
Innocent? You burned down a blind man's house. You strangled a child. God knows what else.
I was corrupted by an immoral society.
You know what? We all are. Some of us cope without the arson and the murder sprees. I should take you back to the college and dissect you.
I'd like to see you try.
What do you want?
I want you to make another Frankenstein.
Another Frankenstein's monster, you mean?
Whose fucking story is this?
I'm done with Frankensteins. I need to do something different for the sake of my career. I can't only make Frankensteins forever. They'll start calling me Dr. Frankenstein.
Ah, for Pete's sake.
This one will be different. You're going to make a Lady Frankenstein.
A Lady Frankenstein? Why would I do that?
Because no one's ever done it before.
Behold, an achievement unparalleled in mad science. A Lady Frankenstein.
What the?
Any questions?
Yes? Who am I?
I didn't mean you.
Frankenstein, Frankenstein, Frankenstein!
Victor,
Frankenstein!
congratulations on another spectacular.
Let me out!
Early estimates put the mob size at 12,000. They're having to share pitchforks.
A successful one is a success for all, Valkman. Oh, hang on. My arm's being grabbed. You know how it is.
Hello, Victor.
How did you get up here?
Ah, Victor. I see you've met my new master's student.
What?
Didn't see me coming, eh?
Let me out!
So, you've prevented your new Frankenstein from escaping this time.
Let's go take a closer look at her, shall we?
Go off me!
Keep quiet.
Why?
Do you see that bubbling glassware behind her cage?
Of course, I put it there. It's harmless.
Not quite true. Caloric fluid and phlogiston, correct?
Yes.
Now tell me, what would happen if one connected the caloric and phlogiston pipes through a simple Paracelsian capacitor, like that one?
How long's that been there?
The question was, what will happen? Perhaps my new postgraduate can answer it. How is your practical alchemy?
The alembical potential in the capacitor will rapidly cohobate the caloric.
Causing the phlogiston to transmute into an unstable isotope?
Oh, I'm impressed.
The Chrysopian differential will cause the system to heat.
Enough heat to ignite the luminiferous ether.
A phlogiston bomb.
That's Griffin's phlogiston bomb. It's a work in progress.
It'll blow the whole department down.
Only when I press this invisible detonator, which I have in my invisible hand. Get in the cage, both of you. Now give me the key. Thank you. Oh dear, I've thrown it off the battlements.
Excuse me?
What do you want?
Is it true what they've been saying? That I'm a Frankenstein?
Oh, yes. The newest model. Multiple enhancements across your body, mind, and aesthetics. You know, the two of you could probably break through the cage bar.
Yes, I was meaning to ask about the aesthetics. What do you do that for? She's supposed to be monstrous.
She's literally a monster.
She looks like an undergraduate going to a sexy Halloween party. She was supposed to look monstrous.
Why?
So she can be my girlfriend.
Oh. You wanted someone who couldn't do better than you.
Yes.
Men, Frankenstein.
Griffin, I believe you were threatening to blow us all up. What are your demands?
Oh, I don't have any demands. I pressed the detonator while you were arguing.
What? Why?
You don't get to the top of the unnatural philosophy department without pissing people off, Victor. And I guess you pissed me a little too far off.
You're mad!
Literally part of my job title? You've got promoted over my head, and then you passed me over for a promotion yourself. Years of being treated like I'm invisible.
You are invisible! Everyone! We all need to live! Oh, they already have.
All in on it with me. Slipped out into the mob while you were arguing. Look at them down there. They're here for you, Victor. Tragically, you and both your Frankensteins are about to be destroyed in a daring put-on-wise experiment, and the department will finally get that new building we've been asking for years. You seeing you, Victor?
Yeah? Can't say the same.
Still not funny.
You happy now?
We belong dead.
What about me? I deserve to live.
No, you don't. You've done nothing wrong.
So, the lesson we can take from this is that different sorts of people
Howard.
shouldn't be integrated into society.
No, Howard, no.
Poor Frankensteins.
Don't feel bad, Dean. The really sad ending would have been if they'd gone on living. The world isn't kind to you when you're a Frankenstein.
Frankenstein's monster, you mean?
I'm sorry, Steve. Did you define a genre when you were 18?
No.
Then shut the fuck up.
Is that the end? You have to say the end.
The end.
I declare this meeting of the Midnight Society closed.
Yay!
Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Pals, starred Rebecca D'Souza as Mary Shelley, Rodrigo Borges as Edgar Allan Poe, Jason Robinson as Stephen King, Sister Indica as Clive Barker, Ren Montgomery as Dean Koontz, and Robin Johnson as H.P. Lovecraft, with Dominic Rye as Victor Frankenstein, Canavan Connolly as the monster, Beth Lindley as the bride, Anna Lazareff as Professor Griffin, Brad Barnes as Professor Voltman, David Court as Dr. Krempa, Rodrigo Borges as DeLacy, Lietthis as Agatha, Lou Sutcliffe as Captain Walton, and Dexter Howard as Olaf, and additional voices by Loretta Chang, Pella Freed, Mercedes Hasselroth, Daisy McNamara, Eve Morris, and Adam Robinson. The script was written by Robin Johnson and edited by Bitter Corella, with a story based loosely on Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. The episode was directed and produced by Robin Johnson. Daisy McNamara was an audio consultant. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Pals is created by Bitter Corella. All characters are fictitious, especially the real ones. If you've enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving us a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Find Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Pals at midnightpals.com or follow us on Twitter at midnight_pals.
Night-night, everyone. And watch out for Frankensteins.
Frankenstein's monster, you dipshit.
Hey, what about your framing device?
Oh, fuck.
What an astonishing life story. What happened next?
The Frankenstein, the first one, managed to get out, and so did I. So I chased him to the North Pole. Oh shit, I'm dying of hypothermia.
And there we go, everybody.
I forgot about the dying of hypothermia thing.
I forgot about the outro. It's a good thing my microphone wasn't on.
So that was the tale of the Frankenstein.
Frankenstein's monster. Yeah.
So that will never not be funny to me.
Oh my
just
God.
calling it a Frankenstein.
Oh man,
that's just what you call them. That's just what they are.
Oh, that was sick.
Ridiculous.
That was sick. The fact that we have a bunch of other episodes just waiting to come out. I am so giddy right now. That's incredible.
So fun.
That's incredible. I'm so excited. Oh man.
Yeah, well, it just reminds me of like, wow, what a good crew we got together. Because like I haven't listened to that one in a little while, and it's just like, oh yeah, everyone's really good. makes me. I like it because, like, because it makes me look good without actually doing the work.
You created the thing and wrote several episodes that are coming up, so
There are, actually. Oh, sorry, Rod.
I was gonna say, does Viggo Mortensen make Tolkien look good without doing anything? No, he still wrote the book. So
yeah.
This I really like this episode because Robin got like a really good mix here between being wacky and actually like doing an actual story that like has like acts, 3 acts and concludes. And you'll really see, I feel like, the versatility of this project with some upcoming episodes, because there are a few coming up that are like pretty like sharp like satires that have like a point, and then there's some that are just like dick jokes for 30 minutes.
There's some that are
like,
both.
There's some that are both. So like it's
It's a pretty good mix. Yeah.
Yes, very huge variety in the vibes of each episode. It feels different. So yeah, this was a great first episode, but the rest of the series, like, it takes a lot of different turns. It's really very. I mean, I forgot all this stuff because we did this one so long ago.
That is true.
It was
Yeah.
like hearing it all for the first time, and it was like, oh my god, this is so good. It's literally hilarious.
Oh man.
Yeah, Indica, I kept making note of it. I'm like, okay, there's this part coming up, and I know it's really funny. I cannot remember what the fuck Indica says, and then it was Pringles, and I just. It's a good thing my mic wasn't on, because you wouldn't have heard the following 3 lines from anyone.
God, man.
Yeah. Indica's Pringles line is.
It's so simple, but it just fucking like
It hits so perfectly. It's incredible.
It's all in that rolled R. That rolled R. Just such a. It communicates such a contemptuousness at the same time as just I don't know. I just love it. I love it.
Clive is just being a shithead, and that's exactly that. Like,
It communicates the entirety of the character in a single line. I love it so much.
Well, that's why we had to get Indica for this role.
Oh,
for
sure. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And I do want to. I don't want to belabor the Scouse thing, but I did so much research, and he doesn't have one.
Not at all.
Okay?
Not at all.
His voice is different all the time. I look at so many archival.
Like this now. He's got
Yes. Yeah. And that's how I did it. Like, that's actually how I did it for the first episode. Was like very gravelly, as if his voice was damaged, because I was basically replicating the interview.
Yeah.
And Rob was like,
you probably the same one. Yeah.
No. Cut. There was like 3 different Clives. So
Right.
But
But that's the thing.
I'm just gonna read it.
That's something that like a lot of people seem to forget, right? Whenever they ask us to have this super consistent voice for a character, are you telling me that if I record you today and again in 4 months, you're going to sound exactly the same? You won't. Your voice changes. You're more hydrated, less hydrated. You ate something weird. You had milk in your cereal. Of course it's going to be different. So it's your Clive is absolutely perfect every time you do it. There's no other way around it.
Yeah.
Well, because like for Steven, for Steven, like he doesn't fucking sound like that. He sounds.
And I'm so glad. I love it. I love your Steven.
So these are. I just want to remind any lawyers listening that the
Legally
Midnight Owl characters do not necessarily represent.
We had the disclaimer at the end.
Yes.
Right.
Especially the real ones. Yeah.
Like Dean Koontz is a adult.
Yeah.
So like, obviously there's interpretations, which I love the way that everyone interprets their characters, and I prefer our versions.
Me
I
too.
don't really know it.
Me too.
I'm not going to say anything bad about Clive, but I definitely prefer Steven. Jason Steven to the real one.
Yeah.
So since there are no actual recordings of Poe, as far as I know, there are no actual recordings of Poe. I'm just gonna say that's what he sounds like. It sounds like me.
I was gonna say Rod and Robin have the easier jobs because no one expects Poe or Lovecraft to sound like anything particular, so they can
written accounts of Lovecraft's
improvise a
voice.
little.
If we ever do shredded Poe, I'll just bring out my Macho Man impression. Ooh yeah, who doth ramble my chamber door? Ooh yeah.
But that is the thing, because like a lot of people were when we were.
We're gonna settle it tonight in this very ring.
Ooh yeah, the telltale heart, it's telling me that you're going down, buddy.
Listen up, Hogan. I got your heart under my floorboards, and we're going to Super Slam, baby.
Step
Yeah,
into
that's
some
right.
Amontillado, baby.
For the love of God, Montresor. Yeah,
Oh, man.
I could do this all day. Sorry.
Me too. Yeah, we need a wrestling episode.
Oh boy.
Actually, yeah.
That'd be
that
incredible.
Actually, it's gonna have to happen now.
Yeah.
No, but I think like a lot of people like were saying like when we first started out like, oh, you gotta get voice, people that sound like Stephen King or Clive Barker or Dean Koontz, and it's like, no, actually, they're because like the characters written are like they're kind of like based on a certain truthiness about these authors, I think, but they are also they're distinct characters, and it's like, no, we need someone who can get like I said, people who just it's its own thing, and I'm so happy with like every single performance that y'all have done in this. It's just incredible. Ren, I feel like I'm not saying enough good things about you because you're a little quiet today, but I mean, again, you're Dean Koontz. Like, when I heard your performance, it was just like, yes, that's the one.
It was very different because most of the Dean Koontz auditions and the standard was amazing, but I think most of them were going for like sort of slightly confused, doddery old man. And Ren just brought this sort of like childlike wonder that is Midnight Koontz, I think.
Yeah, it was funny because I was like, I'm not sure. I was to my wife, which one? I've got like some Dean Koontzes. Which one do you think? And she was like, oh, you don't know. And I was like, you're wrong. It's gonna be Ren. I don't know why I was even asking her, but I was like, okay, well, I just feel like I'm just don't know. But like, I mean, I knew. But anyway, no, this was awesome,
You knew right away. Yeah.
I knew, and I feel bad because like a lot of the people who did audition like were really good, and I remember being like, okay, I can tell some of these people are going to be really good for roles that are coming up, because a lot of people actually we have who aren't here right now, but I mean, Becky backstage, by the way? Should we let her on?
She was backstage, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
She may come
That's
back.
okay. If she's not, I'll just keep talking.
If she
'cause,
does come back, I would say we should switch over to the lounge, just because she is main cast. So instead, we mute ourselves here in StreamYard and unmute in lounge, and then it'll work out.
All right. Well, anyway, but no, like, because Brad, who was here earlier, and we had to kick him because, like, I'm more important. No, I can't. Because he
Tell
was
us how you really
Professor
feel.
Waltman in this episode, I think.
Yeah.
And he plays a bunch of roles in the upcoming episodes. We have a lot of people who weren't able to be here, various reasons, but like you will hear them coming up, and excellent work from everything. Anyway, do we take questions or what's the next?
Yes. So, everybody, for those of you that have stuck with us this far, first off, thank you very much. Second of, we will be opening the chat now for questions. If you have any questions or more questions, anything you want to know, you have questions specifically to some of the actors, some of the members of the cast. If you have more general questions, please feel free to write them down in the chat, and we'll be picking through them. We'll do this for the next 10 minutes or so, and then we'll close it out.
Can I ask a question while we wait for the
Of
folks
course.
in the chat to ask questions?
Please.
Bitter Corella, have any of the living authors ever had any kind of given any acknowledgement to the micro series?
Yeah, actually, we've had a few. So I'll just list a couple that are at least aware of what's going on. Brian Keene, Mary San Giovanni, Haley Piper, Gretchen Felker Martin. Let me think. Who else? Neil Gaiman actually has retweeted. Also, Joe Koch. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce his last name. Eric LaRocca. Oh God. Victor Laval. I actually. Slimy Swamp Ghost and Bog Leech as well have responded. I actually keep a list because I'm kind of, I'm like, but whenever I look at it, like, oh, my ego, I need to see. So yeah, there've been a couple. There've been a few. Luckily, they've all been really good sports about it.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to think of if there's ever been a negative response. I mean, mostly not from authors. I know, I get a lot of like Rowling stans who get mad, but like, but she herself has not commented yet.
Buckle up.
So.
Exactly right.
I am so excited for the day that I can tell her to go fuck herself on Twitter. And know that she will see it. And know that she will see it. It's one thing to just tweet it. It's another to know that they're going to see it and be like, oh my God, yes.
And actually, sorry, Insomniac. Yeah. Laurel Hightower, yes, I forgot. And also, Insomniac mentioned Diane Duane, because Diane Duane has also responded. That's probably, I gotta say, like, generally, most of the authors that, like, I talk about are authors that I like. So it's always a thrill when someone responds. But Diane Duane was a special treat because I grew up reading the So You Want to Be a Wizard series, or Young Wizards. And that was like, formative in me wanting to be a writer. So when she responded, that was just like, I guess it's good to concentrate on like, talking about writers because like they're all online and people don't make fun of them as much as so they're more likely to notice, I guess.
Maybe for the next stream we can get a Ouija board and we can find out what Mary Shelley thinks. I'd like to know. We might get our first complaint.
The fuck you mean? Yeah.
Becky will be the one doing like reading the words. She'll channel Mary.
Doing the
F. Okay.
You fuckers.
I have a question.
You
Why
fuckers.
does Diane Duane live in J.K. Rowling's castle's vents?
So that started as kind of a so the joke that originally was because Diane Duane wrote like Young Wizards, which is similar to Harry Potter in the sense that it's about baby wizards, right? But I've always considered it far superior series for various reasons, even before the turf turn. So I just thought it'd be funny, the idea that like J.K. Rowling was kind of haunted by the fact that she was not the first person to write, or even the best to write about young wizards. So at first it was supposed to be like a paranoid delusion that Diane Duane was there, kind of. But then it actually turned into a real thing over time. So now Diane Duane just lives in the vents for no reason. It's just an accepted thing at this point because of the natural evolution of this very stupid canon.
Chat has asked Corella, did you take the wizard's oath in the middle of the night?
Well, you know it.
You have to, I guess.
Yeah, that's the time to do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, who wild in the Diane Duane conversation? She's John McClane, and I think that's not a. That'd be a great.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers!
Come up to the coast, have a few laughs.
All right. Well, so I guess I'll ask just for like for our cast here, I'm just curious, like, what is the thought process that you go into making your voices? Because or how you play the characters? Because to some degree, I know you're drawing on the actual person or the way they're written, but like, what's your your actor's spiel about it? So I guess should we start with Rod because he's above me?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do it Hollywood Squares style. We'll go. You pick, and then
For Poe, I remember I go back to the audition that I did for him. The 3 takes. The first one, I tried to go with a more like flowery sort of language to him. Like I tried to add a little bit too much to it. The second one, I felt very comfortable with. Like I felt very confident about it because I went and I did actual research on the accent and I was looking into like specific ways of like the dialect of the time and the era, and I was like, oh man, like I got this on lockdown. I researched all of it. I got this, and I did it. And I was really so confident, and I remember that I should do a third one. I'll just do a third one, and I remember that the word, it's a compound word. It was world weary, and I'm just looking at it, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's just do the voice I do when I'm sleepy or when I just woke up," and I did it, and I remember that I was like, that's just a whatever, just to have 3 takes. They'll hate this one, right? And I think I put it first or second or something like that, because I wanted it to be like, oh, okay, this is good. This isn't too good. Oh, okay, that one's really good. I think I put my favorite one on the last one, and the voice just originates from exhaustion, honestly, and I just try to go back to when I was depressed as hell, and that's sort of how I spoke at all times. So every time that I spoke, I was just talking like this, and hello, good evening, hi everyone. Oh, it's a lovely day to be here. Totally don't want to go back to bed. But my girlfriend really likes that voice because she says it's nice. So, it got selected, and I was like, all right, well, this is the one. I have no problem with doing that. This is the easiest thing for me. Let's do it, baby.
Yeah. Sounding like you're tired, boy, that's got to be difficult. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so. I press record and I like use Control F on the script to find all my lines, and I say a line, press enter, say a line, press enter, say a line, and that's why I recorded so quickly. Like that's why all my recordings happen in the span of 5 minutes, because it's easy. Dracula, on the other hand, was hard. I had a great time doing that. Because it would always come out wrong, because I'm Jewish, but it's not like I didn't want it to be like too stereotypical. I wanted to be funny, so
people are gonna love it.
I'm excited for that one.
I didn't even know it was you. I'm just like, who is this Dracula?
Yeah, Dr. Dracula. Dr. Dracula was super fun to do.
That is a really fun one.
Come into my haunted castle. I will suck you dry, you stupid twink.
Yeah. I want that twink, and just.
I want that twink obliterated.
All right. And Robin, how about you?
Oh god. Well, I'm a writer first and an actor second, but I think my reference for the accent is Peter Griffin. But if he was afraid of everything all the time, which is about as far as I've thought it through. And there are some accounts of Lovecraft's voice that he did not have an attractive voice.
I mean, I think it really works. So
I have very little respect for him as a person, so I don't really care if people like it or not, which helps. But I apologize to any actual New Englanders.
Little do we know, he had the most sexy,
I
like,
just want you to know that I have heard
smooth
a lot
voice
of
in the
British
planet.
characters, so
I didn't hear New England at all because I was like, what? He's from New England?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Providence, I
there for
think.
many years. I'm like,
Yeah, Providence.
I can look it up. I can look it up. Hold on.
Yeah,
Lovecraft.
Holy crap, Lois! They asked me what my cat's name was. Yeah.
They shouldn't have did that.
No.
Providence, Rhode Island. That's where he's from.
Huh. All right. Oh yeah, because then he moved to New York for like a hot minute and was like, this is way too ethnic. Nope.
Girlfriend. This.
His girl. Yeah.
They tried to live off their writing and could not.
Good old Sonia Green, the world's most patient woman. Jason, so how about you? What's your method?
I sit with the script for like a day, and I'm just like reading. I read it a couple times. That old theater thing. You just gotta have to read it. I'm never actually fully off book. I'm just like Rod, where I've just got the line that said the lines in front of me in a text document. But when I give him I give Robin 3 takes, and I'm like, okay, all right, we got to do so. But the Steven voice, as you can tell, is not my actual speaking voice. Thank God. But it's two guys that I know in real life, and so. There's this radio guy. I worked for him for years. He did an overnight show, and he's originally from Buffalo. And so he just kind of sounds like this. Like he's just got this big radio voice. And he has the sibilant S, which is really unfortunate for him. But it was a running joke because I would. Yeah, it was extremely sexy. There was a running joke because I would get copy in for him, and I would look at it and be like, "There's 15 fucking S sounds in this thing." he's got to say them all, and he's got to do 3 takes. And he's going, this brought to you by Sennheiser. Just the poor guy, and then there's a little like weird guy, somebody's uncle. I forgot. It's like my friend Brian's uncle, but I've met him twice, and his voice is just so distinct, and so I kind of push those two together, and that's how you wind up with this Steven there. And so it's just kind of two guys. I found 2 guys and put them together, which I know is everyone's favorite thing to do.
Yes. But, 2 guys, 1 voice.
Yeah. So I was like, just sure. These guys both kind of sound like dads. Sure, let's just kind of do that. And somehow it worked. And I was like, okay, the teeth thing, because Steven's got the big teeth and he's got to kind of talk around him. All right, that kind of makes sense. It just kind of came to me one day. I was like, all right, well, this is it then.
It's like this. It's the voice of a Stephen King soul, if not like his actual voice.
Yeah,
that's what it's.
Monologue. What it would sound like. And Stephen, you don't want to go walking on that road now, Stephen. You're very drunk right now. Jesus Christ.
All right, Sister Indica, how about you?
Well, like I said, there were 3 Clives originally, and I did exhaustive research on Scouse accents. Practiced them, studied them, because I looked at, like, where is he from? And then I watched all his videos, and I'm like, but he doesn't sound anything like someone from that area. So I learned all that for nothing. I tried a bunch of different voices, and I eventually was just like with my show, Blazed All Our Lives. Like, I don't put on a voice. I'm the worst in that respect. This is just my voice. So whether I'm in drag, out of drag, I'm on this show, I'm on that show, whatever I'm doing, it's just my voice. So that's all I do is just do my voice, but I let the text speak to me, and I'm glad that this character is so vastly different than the character I write for my show. So it is very much, it's not like, oh, we've heard that before. No, Clive is so different than what I play on Blazed, and I love that about him. I love that he's such a troublemaker, and he's such a bitch.
Shithead. We love him. Yeah.
He's so bitchy, but he's not like vicious. He's not like he's just trying to stir the pot. He's a little troublemaker. He's just so fun. So
like a little brother.
I don't give as many takes to Robin because I'm just like, there's no reason for me to do 3 because this is all you're gonna get.
Well, I mean, if you got to the rolling Pringles in 1 take, then I think you're good there.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna rest on that the rest of this series.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, I love Clive is such a catty bitch, and that's just is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So messy.
Yeah.
All right. And Ren, how about you? What's your method?
Wow, this is so embarrassing. So when I auditioned for Dean, I was just sitting in my closet, which is my voice acting thing, and I was like, a child, that seems fun. And I just kind of like wung it.
Well, there you
and
go.
when I got cast, I was like, oh God. So now I just go back every time and I listen to that one line that's just like, and I got a blanket for Dougal in case he gets cold. And that's like what I say every time before I get into my Dean voice. Because the way that he says Dougal is just like so good. Like, I don't know. That's just like how I picture him, just going like, and a blanket for Dougal. Like, yeah, that's just like how I get in there. But I mean, I don't know. I know nothing about Dean Koontz. I didn't research him at all. I just kind of Dean's just a little guy, and that's all I am. So I kind of just go in there and go, if I was just a little bit more of a himbo, this is what I would say. I don't sound like in there.
He's just a little guy.
And my favorite writer of the group. Like I used to read like when I was like a teenager. Dean Koontz was I was obsessed with him. I read everything he wrote, which tells you a lot about my taste level. Second would be Stephen King, but I had never read any of the others. I never read Clive's stuff. I think I watched Hellraiser. Not even the full way through. I don't like it. It doesn't appeal to me at all. Sorry. Dean Koontz, I'm obsessed. So when I heard that, like I'm like, oh, who are they gonna pick for Dean? I want to see what he sounds like. And as soon as I heard your version of it, I'm just like, oh, he's the most precious little angel. And just like Mary is like, I think the one that everyone really, really loves because she's, she's going to bring her switchblade out and she's going to cut you. And she's so sassy and powerful.
Oh, fucking Nikki.
I think on the other hand, people are also going to be like wanting to hold and protect little sweet baby me. So
Absolutely.
He's like the anti-Marion, but they're both like equally on like just my favorites, basically. Also. They're all my favorite. I can't even pick.
Who Wild just said we need Dean plushies.
And he's real crap. Racist ass.
Dean plushies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before
I love me some.
Before we go into our next question, which is a really fun question, Becky is in the backstage here of StreamYard. We're not able to bring her on without taking someone out. So what we're gonna do is let's go to the Discord lounge. We're going to.
How do we do that?
We're already there. But what we'll do is we're gonna lose our video for now, and I'll just have reactive images, which will be our little profile pictures. They will jump every time that we speak.
What Discord sound have we used?
Sorry. It's the lounge voice channel in the Midnight Pals Discord. It's the one that we were at for to listen to the radio play. So we're all there. All right. So I'm gonna mute myself here.
Hang on, midnight. But people who aren't in the server can't. Oh, I see. Right.
Yeah. All right. We'll mute ourselves
so
here.
Close StreamYard.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. Hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you all. Can you all hear me? Oh,
I can hear you.
There we go. I can see everyone now. Awesome. Cool. Perfect. And Becky is here with us.
Does that mean, is this me? Am I in?
Yes, you're in. We can hear you.
Hi.
Let me increase the spacing here so everyone can see everyone. Oop, a little too much. There we go. There we are. Now we're all just hanging out by the campfire.
Becky, welcome.
There we are.
Hello. That was fun, wasn't it?
Oh my god, I had so much
It's a
fun.
good time. Becky, I was asking all the others about their method for getting into character, so I would be curious to hear yours as well.
I don't know if I definitely have one, but when I first met the character of Mary Shelley, it was in the crossover episode that Robin wrote of Untrue Stories. Is that right, Robin? Please correct me if I'm talking nonsense.
Oh, that's the one.
And I remember reading the script and thinking, and then I had to Google Mary Shelley, who I did know was the creator of Frankenstein, but was like, I don't know where she's from. And was like, oh, okay, London. Didn't think, like, in my mind she was like, I don't know, Yorkshire or something, but no, London. So and then I just kind of envisaged her in my head as like this kind of like oldie worldy version of April from Parks and Rec, but like kind of Cockney and kind of like really I don't know. She's so powerful, isn't she? But she also doesn't give a shit. But then she does. Like, she's got a really soft side that you don't get to see very often, but it's always there. So I just kind of, that's what I was thinking about when I thought about my version of Mary Shelley. But then I don't really have like Robin will testify to the fact that there are times when I'm doing it and I just realise that I've totally fucked the answer. Are we all right? Because I've done it loads already. I've totally messed the accent up and I just have to go back and go over a bit, and it's always to do with flat A's and what's the other thing that I really struggle with, Robin? It's just because I'm from the Midlands. Huh?
Like, is it the U's?
Yeah.
Pub, not the pub?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize that. I genuinely thought that was just your real voice, honestly.
Me too.
No.
Well, because you do it so well.
Thanks. I mean, I can hear the thing when I'm like, I just still didn't crack that one, but we'll let it.
Some of them sneak through, and I think no one notices or minds.
No one minds. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Also, I don't have a lot of time for like doing characterization because my recording is like, but in my the most recent lot of recordings, my glamorous life was in my children's bunk bed with like a duvet. Duvets like hanging over the sides, and while I'd got my children to leave the house for like one day, was like, go out, I'm doing my recording, and then installed myself in their bedroom inside their bunk beds and just covered it all with pillows and duvets. So
I've discovered that there are two doors in my house that if I open them both, they're exactly the right distance apart, that I get a little booth. And if I have a passable studio.
A consummate professional.
Yeah.
Man. Well, I'm really glad that Robin brought you over from Untrue Stories, though, because Mary Shelley is kind of, she's one of the fan favorite characters. So I think there's a lot of, there's a lot of people who have, thoughts, and I think that like when they hear you, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's Mary Shelley.
Oh, I hope so.
It's just
it was a lot of fun writing an episode for Mary where she gets a bit more depth of character as well than sort of turning up and threatening everyone with a flick knife.
I think that is cool. That is a thing that, like, because in the Twitter account, very often I once described Mary Shelley as kind of like Animal from the Muppets, in the sense that like she's not around a lot. She kind of appears towards the end to wreck stuff and as like a big punchline. So I kind of have to use her a little more sparingly. But what I love about Becky's performance is like there's so much more there. Because like you can really see like the characters being much more well-rounded because of Becky's work, I think, than was originally in the Twitter account. There's just a lot more nuance that came in, so I'm just really thrilled by that.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I love. Yeah, I'm a big Shelley in the Twitter account stan. She's great. You just, but yeah, but right. That's the thing. What am I trying to say? As a woman, you put up with a fuck ton of shit. So much swearing. So sorry. Please tell me if it's not allowed.
No, not at all. Go for it. Go for it.
You did hear the episode that you were in, right?
Huh?
You have read the script. You know there's swearing.
Oh yeah. Yes. So yeah, you put up with a lot of shit, and then you kind of dream of like handling it in exactly the right way or shutting it down in exactly the right way. And Shelley just comes in and does that like so often in the Twitter threads, and you're like, yes, that's how I want to be. So it's really easy to flesh out what that person is because yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel
himself. Yeah, it's your ideal badass, your inner.
It's me, but with a knife, right?
Totally, I get it now. Yeah.
We do have a question from someone in chat. Right behind you, 86 asked, "What are everyone else's favorite horror writers out of the main characters?"
Oh boy.
Oh, does that mean like outside of the main characters or within the main 6?
I don't know. Let's do
like
both. Let's do both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know within the main 6, I think actually my favorite is going to be Clive Barker. I am a huge fan of Clive Barker's kind of brand of very urban splatterpunk. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I thought someone said something. I'm trying to think. Like outside, there's so many writers, so many good ones. I guess like most lately. No, I should say outside of the main 6, Thomas Ligotti is going to be my favorite. I have no clue what he's ever talking about or saying. It's just like reading. It's like Lovecraft if Lovecraft was more obtuse, I guess, which doesn't sound like I'm good. Doesn't sound like I'm praising him, but like if you read Ligotti, there's a vibe there. Or just read the X-Files script that he wrote that never got made to really get a sense of what he's like. I think that's the most Ligotti thing ever written because it's like it makes no sense, and for some reason there's department store mannequins in it because he's like, oh yeah, those are scary. Those are really scary. Anyway, sorry. Anyone else have an answer for this one?
I'm just a Poe stan. I can't help it. I grew up reading him, and it was huge for my development with the English language, it not being my main one. So I just love it. Stephen King is also huge for me. I really appreciate his brand of Maine. Elaborate, I suppose. New England. Scary.
Yeah.
Like, go.
Go for it, yeah.
I'm a complete fraud. I had not read very much horror before I got into it. I finished all the 6 main pals. I think my favorite of those is probably Clive Barker. Books of Blood is just excellent, lot of short stories, and he's sort of, you can relate him to his Midnight Pals character very clearly. I also quite liked some of Mary Shelley's short stories. I don't think she ever wrote anything as good as Frankenstein. I haven't read the other novel though. What's it, The Last Man? And I like Stephen King's short stories. Outside the main lot, I really like Dracula. I don't like anything else Bram Stoker has written.
No, not at all.
I was really excited to read Bram Stoker, and I read The Fucking White Worm, and it's just like a tourist guide to Wiltshire. Like, I gave up before any horror of any kind happened. I really like Shirley Jackson.
Yeah.
Again, some of the stuff is a bit weird, and I think she possibly rivals Bram for closetry. There's a lot of women bathing together just as bros, you know.
As an aside, I will
She was
say
apparently really shocked in real life when she found out her works were being used in like queer studies courses, and quite upset about it.
As an aside, I will say I love Lovecraftian stories, but I can't stand any of the stories he's
Yeah.
written.
I actually really liked August Derleth's Lovecraft fan fiction.
I like Bloodborne, but
I a bit of a soft spot for Lovecraft, except it's horrible. And like, you know, once you know what kind of person Lovecraft was, you can't not see it in the writing.
yeah.
But he certainly like at least had some ideas that other people have developed.
100%.
Like, he thinks long words are the same as atmosphere. Which is one of the reasons he's fun to write as a character and act. My answer to my favorite horror writer outside the main six is going to be Shirley Jackson, at least until I read some more.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
All right. Do we have anybody else that wants to talk about it? Because we are nearing the end of our stream
You know
here.
me, I will look, Rod. You know I will go at length about any topic. So, my favorite of the main six, despite playing Stephen King, is actually Clive Barker. Again, somebody mentioned Books of Blood. I think it was well, pretty much everyone who's talked about Clive has mentioned Books of Blood. Fucking amazing short story in there called "In the Hills, the Cities." If you read nothing else by Clive Barker, that is the one. And then, as far as outside the main six, my new favorite horror writer definitely got to be Grady Hendrix. If you guys have never read, How to Sell a Haunted House or The Final Girl Support Group, Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, My Best Friend's Exorcism, and probably the funniest riff on IKEA called Horror Store.
Oh, my sister was recommending that recently, yeah.
Oh, that's really
She said you
phenomenal.
couldn't quite tell where IKEA stopped and the horror began.
Well, that's kind of it's wonderful. Yeah, there was an audiobook that had Bronson Pinchot in it, so if you can get a copy of that, that is he's such a quirked up white boy. I love him. And just really good stuff. But yeah, Grady Hendrix, boy, what a talent. I'm really excited for anything else that comes out because man, How to Sell a Haunted House, it came out this year and I just like snapped it up. I had to have it. Definitely great. It's between Grady Hendrix and Stephen Graham Smith. That one is My Heart is a Chainsaw is probably the one to go for if you're going to start anywhere. It's the start of a new series that he's created, which is about a Native American woman who is obsessed with slashers and decides that because this pretty girl moved to her town, that a slasher movie is imminent. And then there's an implication that she might be making it happen. So that's a kind of a fun book.
Love that.
My Heart is a Chainsaw.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for your presence. Thank you so much for your work and your dedication to this show. I'm not a religious person, but I'm very blessed to be a part of this cast, to be part of this crew. I appreciate you all more than I can ever say. Corella, Robin, thank you so much. And everyone, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being here for our launch stream, our world premiere. So yeah, thanks everybody. And do we have any closing thoughts that we would like to do?
Remember to have spayed or neutered?
Remember to say the words.
Oh, that's true. Come on, buddy, you gotta say them.
All right. I hereby announce that this meeting of the Midnight Society has come to a close. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.
And find us on Apple Podcasts, whatever. Subscribe to us.
Yeah, find us where fine podcasts podcasts
Give me another
are
just Slow down.
You can do it.
Find us where fine podcasts are found, or www.midnightpals.com.
Yeah. All right. I'm
And
going
thank you
to.
for everyone for coming out today. It's been a blast, and thank you for Rod for hosting and troubleshooting and getting this going, and everyone else for being your wonderful selves.
Yeah, and thank you, Corella, for making the thing.
All right, everyone. Take care.
All
And I
right.
love you all. Be safe. Stay hydrated.
See ya. We'll see you all on the internet.
Bye.
Bye.